views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rina Valentin, your host de Café con Leche, every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll find out how Las Comadres and Friends National Latino Book Club is celebrating their 10th anniversary and learn about their 3rd annual summer reading list. And after that, Hip to Hip Theater Company is getting ready for the latest season of Free Shakespeare in the Park, and we'll find out all about it. And then we'll learn about an organization working to promote healthy minds and bodies. And next, we'll speak with the founder of Bronx World Film Inc. and learn about their free summer cinema series. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, we'll learn about Project X, dedicated to elevating and recentering the Bronx through the arts. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open. I'm Rina Valentin, your host y Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget while you're there, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Insta Stories, Snapchat, LinkedIn at Rina Valentin. Okay, so this year, Las Comadres and Friends National Latino Book Club is celebrating 10 years of connecting readers through Latino literature. They recently announced the release of their 3rd annual summer reading list, encouraging readers to open their minds to endless possibilities. And joining us now to tell us about all of this and more, we welcome their social media relations coordinator, Maria Ferrer. Hello and welcome back, Maria.
Hello, thank you. We're honored to be back. Thank you.
Oh, we love everything Las Comadres is doing. And so let's introduce possibly, our new viewers, if they haven't heard of Las Comadres, to the organization itself.
Mm-hmm. So Las Comadres para las Américas started 17 years ago in Texas. Our founder, Nora de Hoyos Comstock, wanted to bring Latinas in Texas together. From that dream, it grew and grew and grew. So now we have 18,000 comadres nationwide. And actually, we're now internationally because we have little chapters in Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, London, and Berlin.
Beautiful.
So yes, so there are comadres and Latinas everywhere.
That's awesome. So just because we were discussing this prior to going on air, it's like, I used to attend the Las Comadres, I don't know, about 10 years ago. And like when it was first like forming here in New York. And so when someone wants to join Las Comadres, is it one of those things that the membership never expires? It
never expires. We're not letting you go. So you're a comadre for life.
Love it, I love it.
Yes, so there are no dues, there are no attendance sheets. You come when you can. You could come as often because we have lots of activities. There's the Comadrazo during the month. There's a book club meeting. We usually have an outing or two. So you're welcome to come to any or all of the events.
And so let's just share with everyone, like at these events, it's like you meet all kinds of women from all walks of life,
yes.
From all different
and
origins
all
of the
ages.
Latinos.
Yes.
From Latino cultura, and as well as ages, occupations. It's pretty cool.
We have lawyers, teachers, nurses, secretaries, meeting planners, students. Sisters come together, mother and daughters come together, cousins or friends. We just draft everyone and anyone. you can all be a part of the comadres.
Love it. It's almost like a sorority without being a sorority. Yes. And so now there's this book reading club that is in its third year, right? The book reading club is 10 years, but the book reading list, excuse me, let me correct that. List. Right, the summer reading list. And I love that, right? Because it's kind of like after we're done with school, we kind of like stop exercising the reading list. So let's talk a little bit about how you choose your reading list and what even, I guess, inspired the reading list.
Well, it all comes from the mission to connect Latinas or Latinos through literature. Unless you're taking a course in school about Spanish literature or Latino literature, you don't get to read any of our authors. Right. So our book club started 10 years ago with that wish, let's read some Latinos author because we didn't know any. So, I mean, you didn't know any aside from the big ones, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Esmeralda Santiago, Isabel Allende, that's it. That's all you knew. So we wanted to learn more and to find out who they are. So that's how we started the little book club. And then we partnered with the American Association of Publishers to find more Latino authors and also to push publishers to let them know that there are Latino authors out there that they should be looking at and publishing.
As well as readers.
Yes.
Right, because that's how we get the authors published.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so we started our monthly book club, and then we realized that the summer comes, everybody goes on vacation, and, you might think, oh, I want to pick up a book or two, but you don't know what to pick up. So we figured, you know what, let's give you a list. So 3 years ago, the book club leaders of the book club, we all got together, and we sit around, we talk about what books are out there, and we make a mix. So our list has poetry, it has children's books, it has horror, romance, mystery.
Self-help.
Yes, self-help. We have a cookbook as well, and we throw in a classic. So this year our classic is like Water for Chocolate, which is celebrating 25 years of publication. So we had to include it. So we're very excited about our list. And I bought samples so you could see our books. This is All the Agents and Saints, which is very timely. It's all about the wall at the Rio Grande. And I don't know, I believe you know her, Stephanie Elizondo Gris. She was a comadre. She started the New York City chapter. And All That Glitters, Sex, Drugs, and Hollywood. This is very good. This is actually our Book of the Month Club for July, which is very sexy.
Yeah, sounds it.
Of course, like Water for Chocolate.
Right.
And then we have With the River on Our Face by Emmy Perez. It's poetry, and it's all about the symbolism of water, how it nourishes us and washes us and rejuvenates us. And then this one is not for you. This one is for Charm.
Oh, it's for Charm. All these books are for me?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And I bought you goodies, a bag and everything.
Ya se me metieron in the summer reading list. Yay! Yeah.
So this is Bravo, which is by Margarita Engel. She's a Pura Velpre Award winner, and she's also the Young People's Poet Laureate. And this is about famous, it's small poems about famous Hispanics.
Love it. Love it. That's
so
what you're trying to be. That she's here in the audience somewhere. Yes. Yeah. Ooh, she's waving.
So it's a little bit about everything. We have witches from Brooklyn. We have vampires in Florida. So we have a little bit of everything.
So I noticed that all the authors are women.
Oh, no. We have some men. We have, I didn't
bring
I guess all I bought.
Yeah, right.
I left the men at home.
It's okay, comadres. I get it.
Yeah, we left the men at home.
Okay.
But we have.
That's a switch.
Yes. History is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. He's a very popular young adult author. We also have, where is he? Alberto Ramirez. He wrote Everything That Could Not Happen Will Happen Now, which is a very sexy book, and it's all about love and how it goes wrong and how you can find it again. So we do have men.
Okay. We have men, okay? Just
We have men.
To validate.
We haven't let them.
Just to confirm, it's like we just left
Yes,
them at
we just
home.
left them at home.
I like that. I like that. So before we go, let's just share with everyone what I guess they need to do to become part of Las Comadres as well as the book club, because I really love just the accountability of like having to come together to complete a book, right? Because we had that conversation as well. And so
we invite, for our book club, we tell our members, you know, come even if you don't finish the book. So even if you're halfway through, there'll of course be some spoiler alerts, but we invite you to come even if you don't finish the book. Just come and because we talk about the book, we also talk about the themes of the book and how they resonate in life or throughout literature. So it's always a good discussion.
All right, well, it's always a good discussion when you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Maria
having
Ferrer,
me.
and thank you for the gifts.
You're welcome.
All right, so you guys, for a full list of all the books on this summer's list, so be sure to visit latinolit.com. And, well, there you have it. We have to take a quick break, but we'll have more open after this, so don't go anywhere.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me at Rina Valentin. So from July 25th through August 20th, Hip to Hip Theater Company will present their 11th season of Free Shakespeare in the Park. Henry IV, Part 1, The Prince, The Rebel, and Measure for Measure will be on tour in 12 parks throughout the 5 boroughs. And joining us now to tell us about this summer's show and more, we welcome the Managing Director at Hip to Hip Theater Company, Guy Ventolier.
Said perfectly.
Yeah, thank you. You already knew what was coming.
I knew it was coming.
Like I said, Ventolier.
Like I said last year, every year it gets better, and this year it was the best. So, very
Welcome.
good. Thank you very much.
Again, and
Thanks.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
making a difference with this amazing historical poetry that everyone should see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here in the Bronx as well, you know. So let's talk about your journey thus far.
Sure. I think I told you the first season, I mean, when we first started, it was 2 performances in one place for 800 people. Now we're going to all 5 boroughs. We'll probably perform to about 9,000 people this year. Last year we almost hit 8,000. A lot of rain last year, so it was hard hitting the numbers we wanted. And we're you know, at a 6-figure budget. We have 3 apprentice actors that help out. We have 4 people in production. I think I got 7 or 8 interns. many in the past from Lehman College, actually here. And the age span of the actors go from retired to a beautiful 9-year-old girl named Sabrina Moore, and I had to mention her name.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, we love, the next generation,
Yes.
and especially they're into Shakespeare already.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's talk about how you got here. Let's talk about how you got to where you are.
Sure, sure. I mean, it was a lot of hard work, and really Jason Moore, who's the artistic director, was doing a lot to get it on the ground and touring the parks. And initially it was only in Queens. I came aboard as that extra hand, fill the void, and added a lot of the technical features. Now we have a 2-story set. All the actors are mic'd, and we have lighting, and just very diligent in the fundraising and reaching out to people. Jason really built a good board. I recently got Gabourey Sidibe, the Oscar-nominated actress from Precious, to be on the board because I knew her previously. I was a director here at Lehman College as well. For her very first play she ever did. So, it's slow and steady wins the pace and wins the race, and I think we're doing a really great job.
That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're kind of introducing new things that wouldn't normally be seen within our urban culture, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of known already in Central Park, but now you're bringing it into the outer boroughs, and I understand you've extended it to Staten Island.
Yes, Staten Island, absolutely. We last year, the first place was extending it to the Bronx.
Right.
My home.
Yay.
Right. Of course. Favoritism. Yes. Yes, favoritism. And then naturally we had to go to Brooklyn, and then this year we extended it to Staten Island. It's funny. New York Times wrote an article about us a while back and said that we were proudly carrying the mantle of Joseph Papp by bringing Shakespeare to the neighborhoods where people live and die. And Joseph Papp is the person that started the Public Theater. Initially that was the mission there too, and we want to just carry on that mission. We want to make Shakespeare accessible to the masses, and especially those neighborhoods that don't have a lot of access to the arts.
So what kind of responses have you been getting, let's say, having experienced last year here in the Bronx?
Oh, well, I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, a lot of people have approached me about going to additional parks. And it's hard because it takes a lot of money and a lot of effort to just do what we do for the month. Plus, we're under certain contracts that only allow the actors to perform a certain amount of time. But we're working very diligently to try to expand that as well. But we just get more and more press. We get more and more people that want to volunteer and get involved. We have a pre-show for children that sometimes there's 40 kids getting exposed to Shakespeare at a location, and it's just a wonderful and fulfilling experience.
That's what I guess I'm curious to know is like the audience response, right? Because it's a foreign language in a sense if you've never read a Shakespeare book. So I'm just curious to know, like, have you spoken to audience members that have never, like, what is their response?
Well, it's always, a lot of times we're performing to people that don't see a lot of Shakespeare. And so they're actually surprised that they understand it more than they thought they did, because their first exposure to Shakespeare is from reading it in a book. And as you know, it wasn't meant to be read, it was meant to be performed. And naturally, when you have that personal contact, you could just relate better and understand better. And we try to also make it more accessible to a modern day audience.
So let's talk about how you choose the stories each year.
Well,
or do we relate them to our
sometimes. Sometimes. But we didn't do Julius Caesar like the public did.
Yeah, I know. Scandal.
Yes, I know. Yes.
We love that.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to see my daughter's invitation.
Oh, I want to see it after. Show me. We have a wonderful dramaturg, and I'd love to mention her name too, Adriana Alter. She's just a brilliant addition to Hip a few years ago. And there's many more people on the team that I really should be mentioning. But she works with Jason Moore, the artistic director, to choose the plays. And we try to pick 2 plays that, really complement each other. I stay out of that. I don't choose them. But we are running out of plays to do because we've almost done the canon.
Right.
You know?
And so what are you going to rotate it
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, we'll repeat.
Yeah.
We repeated As You Like It last year. Actually, that was the first one, and I'm certain that next year we'll probably maybe repeat one of the comedies probably.
So, with regards to assistants and anybody who wants to join your cause, because I understand you're seeking interns, right?
Yeah, we're always looking for people that are going to help out, that have a passion for theater and for what we do. We're
What
also
about the actors?
The actors, if you go to hip2hip.org, you can email, I'm there, Jason Moore's there, or just a regular email. You can email us, and we'll definitely put you on a list. So we'll get your resume and picture, and we'll call you in on an audition, and for the troupe. And all the actors do both plays.
Nice.
And we have apprenticeship programs, like if you're a recent college graduate, you can also take some of the smaller parts and then help out with production and learn about that as well. And if you want to volunteer or intern, same thing. We're also looking for a director of children's theater right now because, as you know, we have a pre-show for the kids in the classics program. So our wonderful director got married, and so now we need another one. Right. So if you're interested, email me and we'll.
What's the age range?
The age range of the kids, it's actually on here, so hold on. But it's around 4 to 12.
Oh, so we're talking toddlers to like.
Yeah, oh, it's all different ages.
Tweens.
Yeah, and it depends on where you go. Like we'll open in Flushing Meadows, and it'll be all ages. Then we'll, like in Sunnyside Gardens Park, it'll be 9-year-olds.
Sounds fun though.
So.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just the visual. I just got the visual. Okay, so once again, before we go, when do we open? What parks are we going?
We're opening this Tuesday in Flushing Meadows, but we're at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx this Sunday on the 30th. So please come. There's a pre-show for kids. You can go to hip2hip.org and see all of our parks. The dates, the times, and we have rain dates just in case.
Yay! All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you again for having me.
All right, you guys, once again, be sure to catch the showing of Henry IV right here in the Bronx at Van Cortlandt Park on Sunday, July 30th at 6:30 p.m. And for more information on everything we discussed, be sure to visit hip2hip.org. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but before we do, local Bronx Latina Saudi Tejada completed the 17th annual NYC 2XU NYC Triathlon, and we're going to take a look at that.
The New York City Triathlon takes place there with a swim in the Hudson, a bike ride up the Hudson River Parkway, and a run in Central Park.
And there's a little part where they'll be visiting the Bronx, right at the turnaround point on the bike on Meshulo Parkway and Gun Hill. And that section right there is such a great spot for cheering. And I've done it for the past several years in my cheerleading outfit. And I encourage people to go there and welcome these athletes to the Bronx and show them how it's done in the Bronx and really motivate them and encourage them to finish this race. It's not always easy, especially for those that are, doing this for the first time.
After not being able to compete in the 2012 and 2013 NYC Triathlon, Saudi Tejada believes that the third time's the charm.
I mean, I've been doing triathlons for over 6 years. But I did the New York City course back in 2012, and I actually experienced a flat tire on my way out of transition, and I didn't know how to change a tire. It took me forever with the help and guidance of volunteers on the sideline because they can't assist you, and I lost so much time on my overall time, and it was just harsh on me. And then the next year, in 2013, I signed up for the race again, and I actually got into a bike accident like a month before the race. So right now I am here, 2017, and I am back for vengeance. Like, I want to give it all I have, and I really, really want to rock this course.
Saudi participated in the 17th annual NYC Triathlon to prepare for the upcoming Ironman race. The Bronx native woke up weekdays before work and 4 a.m. on Saturdays in preparation for the race. But for Saudi, conquering her biggest fear made the race an accomplishment.
I was on a swim team in high school, and I was still fearful of the ocean. I thought there were sharks everywhere. I joined the team to like really overcome my fears. You have to really just get out there, and the more familiar you are with the territory, the better it is. But it was really hard at the beginning to confront my fears.
She swam 0.93 miles in the Hudson River, biked 24.85 miles on the Henry Hudson Parkway, and ran 6.2 miles to cross the finish line in Central Park.
It's the greatest feeling in the world to, I can't explain how it feels to cross that finish line. You put so much work throughout the year, and you know, this is your victory dance, you know? And to find, you know, to see the outcome of it, to finish strong, and the key is really to finish safe and sound.
Little did Sadi know, she placed third in the women's division. With over 4,000 athletes competing, she finished strong with the time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 5 seconds. Saudi wants to be an example for people of color who reside in the Bronx to encourage them to participate in triathlons, marathons, or any fitness events. Saudi is competing in the Ironman Triathlon this weekend. For BronxNet, Tatiana Parrish.
And welcome back to the studio. I am inspired. I want to dance samba after completing a triathlon. And once again, you guys, you're watching Open on BronxNet Television, and we're here on Friday, and we want you to make sure you check out our Facebook page at Open BronxNet Television, and yeah, we're on Twitter, Instagram as well. So the New York Common Pantry, that's what we're going to talk about right now, is an organization dedicated to reducing hunger throughout New York City. And their program, Live Healthy, works to educate families with tips for healthy eating, nutrition, active living, and more. And on Saturday, July 22nd, they are pairing with the Bronx School CS211 to create a school garden. And here now to share more, we welcome Policy Systems and Environment Program Manager Evelyn Vela and Director of Nutrition Education Sarah Bartels.
Hi.
Hi. Yes,
yeah,
I know.
So
that was such a wonderful segue, right? I'm like, okay, so then we're going to add the triathlon to the Live Healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can only dream about completing a triathlon. Then dancing samba afterwards.
You never know.
Okay, but you know, healthy living begins with what you actually fill your body with. And so let's talk a little bit about the Common Pantry first, and then this new component that's been added.
Perfect. So, yeah, absolutely. We're just really thrilled to actually work for an organization that's fighting so much to prevent hunger in New York City as well as in the Bronx. And so what we're trying to do in our pantry is we try to provide 3 different things. One is nutritious food. We have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables that we offer in our pantry meals, our pantry packages, and then also access to resources. So helping people connect with SNAP benefits and other types of resources that are going to help to lift them. And then also nutrition education. So of course we're going to be excited about our program, which is Live Healthy. And our ultimate aim is that if we can help people eat well, really it's going to support all these other aspects of their health. So especially helping children to stay very mindful in school and be very focused so that they can learn, and their families to stay healthy so that they can go to work and be productive members of society. And we feel like being able to provide those healthy foods and the education is really going to help.
So let's talk a little bit about the educational component, Evelyn.
Yeah, so we definitely want to make sure that we are targeting children and students. So we're going to different schools. We have 4 different schools right now in the Bronx, 1 in East Harlem, and CS211 is one of those schools. We have been partnering with them for about 2 years. They have been an amazing partner. We have had over 500 different students participate in programming. They really love just interacting with plants, planting, trying new things from the garden, and using those things in recipes. So I think that gardening really is just the perfect medium for us to deliver nutrition education in a way that it's very hands-on, very entertaining. It involves the students, as much as possible. So for us, it's just a win-win situation. We are teaching them about food, nutrition,
so
health.
what age is that
Yeah.
CS211? I'm not familiar with the school, so.
So we're right now reaching kindergartners through 6th graders.
Wow, that's great.
It's
That's
a lot.
really young.
Yeah.
And you're right, it does make a difference when they're actually in it and there's a better understanding of it. So how many people do you come across that are older that don't know anything about vegetables?
A lot. I would say that there are a lot of folks that either when it comes to just being adventurous with different types of vegetables, some people have kind of their favorites. And they stick with those. And so our goal is to be able to expose people to trying new things. And I think once people get to try either fresh from the garden, or maybe if we do a cooking demonstration, then all of a sudden they try it in a new way. A lot of times they're being more adventurous and able to consume more fruits and vegetables in their meal plan.
So what kind of vegetables do they grow in the garden?
So far we have grown tomatoes, eggplants, cucumbers, lots of herbs, basil, peppers, green peppers, all kinds of peppers, Swiss chard, and kale, lots of kale.
I love the full circle component to this of like the young generation actually feeding those who need assistance with getting on their feet, right? And so let's talk a little bit about the homeless and the hunger and all of that. That's kind of at an all-time high nowadays.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think, a lot, scoping financial well-being in general and trying to help people who are on all spectrums of that, especially low-income folks, it's really difficult to be able to consume healthy foods when you don't have that much money. A lot of times vegetables are going to be more expensive. And so that's one of the reasons why we want to kind of create projects that support that, where we can help people learn how to grow their own food. Also being able to help encourage people to try new things at the store that might be in season that maybe they're not used to trying, but because they're in season they're a little cheaper. So we try to really help educate on how to make healthy choices on a budget. And when it comes to even our homeless population, we have a soup kitchen that we help to actually incorporate healthy foods into that soup kitchen and hopefully support their health. If people are hungry, if anybody's hungry, it's hard to make those really healthy decisions
When you
being
have
hungry.
fast foods, right?
When you're
It's like
fast
teaching
foods.
them to go back to the original fast foods, which is fruits.
Yeah, exactly, that's perfect.
Yeah, which is why it's so important to address the environment, the food environment, as well as the education. You can't have one without the other.
Right, and so before we go, how does anyone, I guess, participate or just come to whatever programs that you offer? Because the educational component, I mean, of course, the fact that you're there and accessible for food for anybody who's hungry out there, and the fact that you're teaching them how to, I guess, make it and grow it and, I guess, reprogram their thought process about food and life.
Yeah.
How do they find out about your various programs?
Well, we have 3 locations, one in Manhattan off of 109th Street and 2 in the Bronx, one off of 138th Street and the other one off of Hoe Avenue. And those 3 locations, anybody can come in. There's no requirements for coming in and participating in our pantry program. And so you can also find it on our website. It's just newyorkcommonpantry.com, and you can learn a lot more about what we're, .org. And just find out a little bit more on there for sure. But certainly when it comes to projects like this, we are hoping that we can get some volunteers that come and come to CS211, which is off of 174th in the Bronx.
Right, so the address is 1919 Prospect Avenue, and the event's going to take place this Saturday, July 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're looking for anybody that wants to participate, especially if people have already built garden beds or have skills, building skills. That would be really helpful. So we want to invite the community to join us and have fun.
I'll be sure to reiterate that. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
being
much.
here with us, ladies.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you for the work that you're doing with our community and helping those who need a little boost.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, for you guys, for more on New York Common Pantry and all the work they are doing in our communities, be sure to check out nycommonpantry.org. It's nycommonpantry.org. Okay, we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Let's begin on the baseball diamond and take a look at baseball's all-star festivities. Our BronxNet cameras made the trip to Miami and captured both the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. Defending champion Giancarlo Stanton was edged by Yankee catcher Gary Sanchez in the first round, but it was Sanchez's teammate, another Yankee slugger, that overcame Stanton's teammate en route to a big night in South Florida. Bronx Bomber rookie sensation Aaron Judge is the biggest thing in baseball. Not just literally at 6'7", the tallest of the American League All-Stars in Miami, but also in his towering persona and home runs. All rise. Judge is the 2017 T-Mobile Home Run Derby champion.
Just having fun. You know, if you're going out there and having fun, you get to soak it all in like their derby last night. You know, I was just stepping out, I was looking at guys, I was just having fun, smiling, and just trying to enjoy it all. You know, even win or lose, you're just trying to go out there and have fun.
The Yankee slugger lived up to the hype, slamming nearly 4 miles of homers at Marlins Park, including 4 drives of more than 500 feet. Judge overcame 22 first-round blasts from Justin Bour of the Marlins and a dozen long balls from the Dodgers' Cody Bellinger in the second round.
It was sweet. It was loud. Yeah, like I said, when I was hitting, I didn't hear it. But, you know, when Sano and Judge and Stan were hitting those balls, it got real loud, and especially Bour, you know. Fans were on their feet, and they were excited.
Judge slammed 11 homers in the finals to defeat Miguel Sano of the Twins.
I lost my voice screaming for Gary and Judge. I mean, I thought it was a tremendous show those guys put up. I get to see it every day. I mean, I feel like he does it every time he hits BP, but, you know, that was fun. I mean, everybody enjoyed it. You know, I thought it was one of the, you know, for me, that was probably one of the best days I've had here at an All-Star for my last 4 years.
Judge is the third player to win the Home Run Derby. who held at least a share of the MLB lead in dingers at the break. He joined some elite company in Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. and slugger Mark McGwire. He is also the fourth Yankee to win the award. Robinson Cano, Jason Giambi, and Tino Martinez were the other three. Speaking of Robbie Cano, what do you know? Here's an insider look at the All-Star game. The 88th Midsummer Classic was a classic indeed. Seattle Mariners second baseman Robinson Cano hit the go-ahead home run in the 10th as the AL All-Stars edged the NL Stars 2-1 in 10 innings. Cano's long ball, the fourth extra inning blast in an All-Star game and the first in 50 years, led him to being named the game's most valuable player.
As a kid, you watch Griffey, those guys that come to the All-Star game, winning MVP. You wanna get that feeling.
It was good to have a guy like that put such a great swing against a great pitcher and be able to do something.
America's pastime shine in Miami as an influx of young talent has taken the game by storm.
Honored to be here, very thankful to have the help and to be voted into this game. I'm happy to compete.
I've definitely looked back on the struggle of last year and just all the hard work I put in the off season. It feels good for it to all kind of culminate here in the All-Star game, and what it tells me is just to keep working hard.
To be in the same clubhouse as all these guys is special to me. I'm blessed to be in this situation. There's a lot of good guys in this room, so I'm just happy to be here.
What an All-Star game it was. And closer to home, the Bronx Bombers came out of the All-Star break and went 2-2 last weekend in Boston, splitting a Sunday doubleheader before dropping 2 of 3 in Minnesota to kickstart the week. Clearly, the Yankees were in need of some reinforcements. That's where general manager Brian Cashman comes in. He made the first significant move before the trade deadline, acquiring Todd Frazier, David Robertson, and Tommy Kahnle. Robertson returns to the Bronx, a place where he was once deemed Mariano Rivera's heir apparent, while Kahnle joins Robertson in what is now a stacked bullpen for the Yankees. The Yanks dealt Tyler Clippard and prize prospects Blake Rutherford and Ian Clarkin in the deal. Frazier takes over at third base, while Chase Headley will now predominantly play first. Frazier, who has long been number 21, will stick with his new number 29. Paul O'Neill fans can relax. The number is still essentially unofficially retired by the Pinstripers. Yankee newcomer Clint Frazier has given up his number 30 and will wear number 77. Robertson gets his old 3-0 back. The Yanks took the first game of a 4-game series in Seattle last night, where Frazier got his first hit with his new club. The new Bombers and the Yanks will be back in the Bronx Tuesday for the start of a homestand. I've been saying all along that I expect Oakland starter Sonny Gray to be a Yankee, and I will stick with that. I also think first baseman Yonder Alonso could be part of that package, the Frazier acquisition notwithstanding. As for the Mets, they are 4-3 coming out of the All-Star break, including a thriller Thursday. Lucas Duda went deep, Wilmer Flores tied it with a pinch hit home run, and Jose Reyes hustled for a walk-off infield single in a 3-2 victory at Citi Field. The Mets welcome Oakland to the ballpark this weekend, which includes a very cool Noah Syndergaard Thor bobblehead on Saturday. Check out Mets.com for more info and tickets. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Former NFL great O.J. Simpson was granted parole Thursday after more than 8 years of prison for a Las Vegas hotel heist, successfully making his case in a nationally televised hearing that reflected America's enduring fascination with the former football star. With the ruling, the 70-year-old Simpson, who was convicted in 2008 of an armed robbery involving 2 sports memorabilia dealers in a Las Vegas hotel room, could be out of prison as early as October 1st, serving the minimum 9 years of a 33-year sentence. The juice will be loose. Hide the wives, fellas. Locally in MLS action, NYCFC is gearing up for the Chicago Fire on Saturday, while the Red Bulls will face Minnesota. NYCFC is coming off a 2-2 tie with Toronto. The Red Bulls defeated San Jose 5-1 in their last outing. In the NBA, Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks are moving closer to parting ways. I still expected the Knicks to keep Melo this season and perhaps try and build his trade value up before the trade deadline midseason, but it looks like the Knicks will resume talks to make a move now. Melo has made it clear that he does not want to return. He would like to join Chris Paul in his new city, Houston, along with the NBA's highest paid man in James Harden. The Knicks weren't able to swing a deal with the Rockets recently before bringing in new GM Scott Perry. But now that Perry is in the fold, the Orange and Blue are back to exploring a deal for Melo. Portland has emerged as a contender, but Melo would have to lift his no trade and has also made it clear that he would like to go to either the Rockets or join LeBron James in Cleveland. Knicks point guard Derrick Rose could be joining the Cavs. Apparently, the two are in serious talks to make that happen. Rose could also return to Chicago, according to reports. His days in New York are likely done as well. Meanwhile, the Nets continue to remake their roster in Brooklyn, bringing in former Toronto small forward DeMarre Carroll. He's a nice add for the Nets. And NASCAR, the stock cars will invade the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Brickyard 400. IndyCar has the weekend off, but will resume the following weekend in Ohio. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to pay tribute to the one and only Bob Wolf. This past week, we said goodbye to the legend himself, Bob Wolf. Wolf, the only sportscaster to call play-by-play of championships in all 4 major North American professional team sports, passed away peacefully at his home. He was 96 years old. Wolf, the broadcasted the NFL's championship game, World Series, NBA Finals, and Stanley Cup Finals. He interviewed Babe Ruth, was the voice of the Washington Senators, and for decades did play-by-play for the New York Knicks and New York Rangers. In his lifetime, he interviewed Ruth and Derek Jeter, showcasing his longevity and greatness, all while staying as humble as the guy next door. The Yankees released this statement: Bob Wolf's iconic Hall of Fame broadcasting career was matched by his class and character. Beyond his lifetime of professional accomplishments, he was a man of great grace and dignity, serving his country with honor and proudly calling New York home. Bob was a dear friend of the Yankees organization and will be deeply missed. Bob was a mentor to me, a dear friend and a friend of our program. He sat right here in this studio a few years ago with his wife Jane looking on. And as I mentioned, you never would have known that he called Don Lawson's perfect game or the 1958 NFL championship game, dubbed the greatest game ever played. A baseball and basketball Hall of Famer, Wolf was just as much a teacher as he was a broadcast legend. He spent time after the show providing pointers for me and other interns here on the set. As much as the games will miss Wolf's interviews and calls, I know for a fact that the world will miss Wolf even more because people like him don't come along too often. He always made sure to go the extra mile and pay it forward. In my book, it's no surprise that he lent his voice to a perfect game or the greatest game ever played, because Bob Wolf was the best there ever was, on and off the field. Here's to you, Bob. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
This is why you took a second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
We are there, day one, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. And we are there as you start your next chapter. We are with you through life's journey. We are Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us at socialsecurity.gov.
This video produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Open, everyone. Project X was started in order to recenter and elevate the Bronx as a birthplace of artistic innovation. And well, their goal is to bring the community together with open mic nights, poetry slams, and workshops. And here now to share more, we welcome the venue coordinator and photographer, Jeremy Rios, and founder of Project X, Noel Quiñones. Hello, gentlemen.
Good morning. How you doing?
Welcome back, Noah.
Thank you for having me back.
You
in
left,
a different way.
Oh, yes. I mean, you left a serious impression on us with your style of poetry, and it's really refreshing to see you paying it forward now and creating a space for the next generation of artists to come in and exercise their craft and be seen. So let's talk about what inspired you to create Project X.
Yeah, so as you know, I've been doing spoken word poetry for 10 years now. And so something I realized when I came back to the Bronx, when I came back to New York, I got back into the scene, and I started to notice I quite often was the only Latino spoken word poet that was competing in the different slams. And New York City has 5 national slam competitions throughout the city, one of them the New Yorican Poets Cafe. And so I was showing up to all these slams, and it was interesting because I would, as you know, I would use Spanish in my poems, I would talk about different things, and people would be a little confused, and I wouldn't always get the reaction or the kind of feedback that I was looking for.
Because your work has a lot of cultural references in it.
Exactly, right? And so something that happened last year, I was at a slam, I was competing in the finals. Myself and a good friend, another amazing poet, Gabriel Ramirez, was competing. We were the only 2 Latinos in finals, and someone tapped me on the shoulder and they said, hey, it's gonna be really hard for you. They're not gonna take both of you. There's only gonna be one. They wouldn't let 2 Latinos be on a slam team. And that stuck with me. I said, why is it like that? Why does the scene look like that? Also, why, of all these 5 slams, there's none in the Bronx? And so I kind of sat with that for a few months, and I called together in October. I brought together 15 Latino artists, activists, Bronx diaspora people, one of them being Jeremy, to my apartment. I said, hey, this happened to me. I want to do something about it. What can we do? And Project X was kind of born from that.
Well, congratulations on that. And yes, that's going to be hot. We're going to have poetry slams here in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, photography?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about that mixed media art component to it.
So that's part of what we've been trying to do. So other than open mics and poetry slams, we've been trying to facilitate other art forms as well during our events. So next year we're going to be looking into open galleries, networking events, and even salsa dancing as well. So we're not trying to stay only in the poetry scene, even though that's the vehicle we're using right now.
Right.
But we're trying to evolve beyond that because the Bronx is so many art forms. There are just so many arts that exist here and have culminated.
But I guess the inspiration behind it was to create a space where you guys can unify as a team, all being Latino if necessary.
Yes.
Right. And so really it's a people of color establishment, but the idea, but the idea is that you're creating a space for all artists to kind of come together.
Yes.
It's a forum.
Yes.
That's hot. I like it.
We're not trying to live in a binary, we're trying to be in the spectrum.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the photography aspect of it.
Well, so I'm just a staff and event photographer.
Right.
I have my own stuff on the side that I do, whether it be weddings or portraits or just my own art.
So you're the documentary photographer?
Yes.
Is that so? Okay, so basically there's a documentary component to it that's being done through still.
And video, actually.
And video, okay.
One of my associates and longtime friend, George Velez, we've been working together to interview members of Project X and to unveil the story behind it.
No, I love it. It's great. It's great. This is the beginning, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited. So let's talk about the first execution of this event.
Yeah, so we started our first show was February. We had a kickoff show at Hostos. It was packed. We had
Would you do it in the repertory?
It was in the gallery, the Longwood.
In the Longwood Gallery, okay. Yeah. So you're keeping it in the art environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, nice. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so we had the art all around it, and we had every kind of art form. So we had singers, rappers, poets, visual artists, all kind of bringing themselves together to do that kickoff.
And a full house, I might add. I just saw an image of that. Nice.
Yeah.
So this obviously a demand for this.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was our biggest thing. We wanted to also know. We want the community to say, "Do you want this? Do you need this?" And they showed up.
So, where are you going from here? Are you creating a slam team in which you're like holding auditions? Like, let's talk about that.
Right. So since February, we've had one slam every month. And so those have all been leading up to our final show, which is next week, next Thursday, July 27th.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that is 10 finalists. So they've been competing the past few months to be on our first ever all Latinx Bronx repping
yes.
slam.
Nice.
And we're sending them to the northeast regional competition in September to compete.
Very nice. Good for you. Okay, let's talk about the venue, right? You're the venue coordinator.
Yes.
So it sounds like you guys are hopping around. Are you going to have a home? Like, what's going on?
We've been searching for a home. It started off in like January, December. We were like foot soldiers, just looking for venues. A couple places have taken us. Yeah, we really went everywhere.
You're trying to keep it in the Bronx. The
exclusively,
home. Right. Okay,
just the
exclusively
Bronx.
in the Bronx. So
Yes.
you're looking for a venue
Yeah.
to house the poetry slam, and then also have the open mics and workshops from time to time.
If Michael Lynch is hearing this or seeing this right now, please contact us, because we're looking for any type of venue, investors, donors, whatever the Bronx can give us, we will take.
I think he's in Italy right now.
Oh,
I know, but it's okay. But the beauty of it is that we're online, so you
Right.
just make sure you say Michael Lynch. They're looking for you.
Send it to him in an email.
So what else?
So honestly, to keep going from that, right? We just started. We're a young team, right?
Okay, but what about the website? Is the website designed yet?
So we're working on the
website.
website.
Okay, all right. I pushed it. It's like, well,
We're
because
doing it.
we need people to have access, and they need to know where to go to
Right.
kind of join your movement.
Well,
so
there's the Instagram, there's the Facebook.
Okay.
A lot of people have actually been emailing us to be interns, which is like the amazing part. So like they know where to find us, and that's, I think, something that has kept us a little comfortable. But we will be having a website soon.
okay, so for right now, it's Instagram.
Yes.
It's Instagram and Facebook page.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
mostly
we're
media.
wrapping up. So you have any last words before we go?
Yeah, we would love to see everyone come July 27th. We're having vendors. We're having a live painter. We're just trying to really do it up for the community.
All the vendors are Bronx-based as well.
Yeah.
Love it. Do you have a haiku you could just give me right now? Do you? I know I put you on the spot. I know we only have a few minutes. Okay, you left an impression on me. Really, I wish you the best. I wish you both the best.
Thank you
and
so
everyone else who joins them. I'm a fan of Noel, so congratulations, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you so
Once
much.
again, you guys be sure to check out Project X's Grand Slam Finals taking place on Saturday, July 27th Thursday, July 27th. Thursday, July 27th. Just want to make sure they heard that. And it's at 8:30 p.m.? 6:30. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do that again. Thursday, July 27th, 6:30 p.m. at ID Studio. Okay, I got that right. Located on 311 East 140th Street in the Bronx. And for more information on Project X, be sure to check out the Facebook page, the BX Project, as well as the Instagram page, which is the BX Project. Is it BX?
BXProject.x.
BXProject.x.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a domain and everything.
Working on it.
Yeah,
They're working on the website, but you check them out on Instagram. You won't regret it. All right, you guys, that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the Recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rena Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. All right, you guys. Adios.